Welcome to the Global Top 9 Extended Edition. Today, we are going to cover the top 10 most dangerous hackers of all time. Computer hacking can be defined as the process of finding and taking advantage of vulnerabilities in a network in order to gain unauthorized access or have control over the system. However, all hacking activities are not entirely malicious. Some white hat hackers usually work as software engineers and cybersecurity experts to identify vulnerabilities in systems or networks and prevent them. But black hat hackers operate maliciously. Their sole intent is to inflict harm intentionally. Many organizations lose trillions of dollars annually as a result of hacking. CPO magazine stated that by 2021, the global cost of hacking would be about $6 trillion and $2 trillion was lost in 2019 alone. As the internet emerged, these sets of geniuses, hackers and cybercriminals, came out seeking the shortcut and had ulterior motives in mind. Hacking and cybercrimes are illegal. So let's get started. Number 10. Astra. This is a completely different hacker because he was never recognized. The Daily Mail reported that new information concerning Astra had been released. This includes his apprehension in 2008 when he was a 58-year-old Greek mathematician. He had been allegedly hacking the Dassault Group for about 10 years. He had been stealing state-of-the-art weapons, innovative software, and data that was later sold to 250 individuals all over the world. The Dassault Group lost about $360 million in damages as a result of his hack. No one understood the reason his complete identity was concealed. However, Astra is a word in Sanskrit that means weapon. Number 9. Jonathan James. Jonathan James, probably known as Comrade, has hacked various organizations. The New York Times reported that James gained popularity by hacking into the United States Department of Defense computers. The most impressive part is that he was just 15 years old at the time. James admitted during an interview with PC Mag that he was motivated by the book The Cuckoo Egg that documented the search for a hacker in the 1980s. He was able to gain unauthorized access into more than 3,000 messages from official personnel, passwords, and usernames, as well as other vital information. In 2000, James was caught by the authorities and sentenced to 6 months of house arrest without the use of computers for recreational purposes. But he later spent 6 months in jail after violating his probation. He became the youngest individual to be charged with violating cybercrime regulations. The privacy of several customers of TJX, a departmental store, was compromised as a result of his 2007 hack. Authorities suspected the involvement of James even though there was no evidence. James committed suicide by gunshot in 2005. It was reported that he left a suicide note which stated that he had no belief in the judicial system. Number 8. Kevin Paulsen. Kevin Paulsen hacked into the Pentagon's computer network known as AppAnet through the use of the alias Dark Dante in 1983 at age 17. Even though he was caught without delay, he was considered a minor and not prosecuted by the government. He was allowed to leave with a warning. However, Paulsen didn't comply with the warning and still continued to hack. He hacked a federal computer in 1988 and gained access to the information of an unseated president in the Philippines named Ferdinand Marcos. Paulsen went into hiding and he continued to breach government information and expose top secrets while he was on the run. On his website, he hacked a radio station contest and made sure he became the 102nd caller, which won him a vacation, a brand new Porsche, and $20,000. Paulsen was eventually arrested before long and banned from the use of computers for 3 years. Since then, he has focused on white hat hacking and journalism based on topics relating to cybersecurity and socio-political causes on the web. Paulsen also collaborated with other top hackers to develop different projects that are based on freedom of information and social justice. Probably most notably, collaborating with Jim Doughton and Adam Schwartz to create Secure Drop, an open-source software formerly known as Dead Drop. Number 7. Michael Kelce. Michael Kelce, also called Mafia Boy, was 15 when he discovered the method of hijacking computer networks in universities. During this period, he disrupted Yahoo, the top search engine, using their resources. In less than a week, he had crashed eBay, Dell, Amazon and CNN through a distributed denial of service (DDoS) attack that overpowered the servers of these corporate organizations. Kelchi's handwriting on the wall was probably the harshest for internet proponents and cybercrime investors. Is all data truly secure if the most valued websites worth billions could be easily exploited? Thanks to Kelchi's data breach, the development of cybercrime legislation became the top priority of the government. Number 6. Jensen James Anchetta. Jensen James Anchetta is not fascinated about generating credit card hacks or delivering social justice by crashing computer networks in his hacking activities. But Anchetta is only interested in the use of bots, software robots, to infect and eventually take control of computer systems. He was able to breach over 400,000 computers through the use of a large series of botnets in 2005. Ars Technica reported that he would rent this equipment to advertising agencies and get paid to install adware and bots into certain systems directly. Anchetta was then arrested and imprisoned for 57 months, which marked the first time a hacker was sent to prison for use of bots. Number 5. Richard Price and Matthew Bevan. Richard Price and Matthew Bevan are a group of British hackers popularly known for gaining unauthorized access into different military networks in 1996, such as the Defense Information System Agency, Griffiths Air Force Base, and the Korean Atomic Research Institute. Price, DataStream Cowboy, and Bevan, Kuji, have been known to almost begin a Third World War after they deposited research by KARI into American military systems. As reported by BBC, Bevan indicated that he was hoping to validate a UFO conspiracy. Price and Bevan have been able to show that the networks of military stations can be vulnerable to attack. Number 4. Albert Gonzalez. Albert Gonzalez is accused of masterminding the combined credit card theft and subsequent reselling of more than 180 million card and ATM numbers from 2005 to 2007. The biggest such fraud in history. Gonzalez and his accomplices used SQL injection to deploy backdoors on several corporate systems in order to launch attacks which allowed him to steal computer data from internal corporate networks. During his spree, he was said to have thrown himself an $80,000 birthday party and complained about having to count $350,000 by hand after his currency counting machine broke. Gonzalez styled at lavish hotels, but his formal homes were modest. He was captured in an elaborate sting operation when FBI agents lured him to their local office on the pretext of collecting computer equipment. The arrest was part of the Operation Bot Roast. Number 3. Adrian Lamo. Lamo first came to prominence in 2002 when he broke into the New York Times internal computer network, added his name to the internal database of expert sources, and used the paper's LexisNexis account to conduct research on high-profile subjects. During a 2002 NBC appearance to discuss the Times hack, Lamo demonstrated his techniques by gaining access to the channel's internal computer network. NBC lawyers ended up killing the segment. In May 2010, Lamo was known for alerting the Army after whistleblower Chelsea Manning confided in him about leaking classified material to WikiLeaks. Lamo said he acted out of a sense of duty, but later expressed some regret for the decision, although he stood by it in later interviews. In April 2011, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange called Lamo a very disreputable character. Number 2. Anonymous. The concept of being a digital Robin Hood was far from being conceived, but in the computer age, it is very likely that someone somewhere has bagged this title. A hacktivist group called Anonymous are known with the pen name of being the digital Robin Hood amongst its supporters. Anonymous got its start in 2003 on 4chan message boards in an unnamed forum. The group exhibits little organization and is loosely focused on the concept of social justice. For example, in 2008, the group took issue with the Church of Scientology and began disabling their websites, thus negatively impacting their search rankings in Google and overwhelming its fax machines with all black images. In March 2008, a group of Anons marched past Scientology centers around the world wearing the now famous Guy Fawkes mask. The Vatican, the FBI, the CIA, PayPal, Sony, MasterCard, and Visa have been amongst their targets. As noted by the New Yorker, while the FBI and other law enforcement agencies have tracked down some of the group's more prolific members, the lack of any real hierarchy makes it almost impossible to identify or eliminate Anonymous as a whole. Number 1. Kevin Mitnick. The U.S. Department of Justice called him the most wanted computer criminal in U.S. history. Kevin Mitnick's story is so wild that it was even the basis for a featured film called Trackdown. His exploits included companies from the magnitude of Sun Microsystems, Digital Equipment Corporation, Motorola, Netcom, Nokia, and even McDonald's. His biggest accomplishment was hacking the FBI database and even wiretapping their communications, which violated the confidentiality promise by FBI and the right for a person to remain anonymous. He was considered the most wanted computer criminal in the country by the authorities at the beginning of the 21st century. He had a humorous side to him, too. He also had an impact on McDonald's and its customers. He hacked into the frequency of a local McDonald's drive-thru. He would either insult the customers who drove in or would make up offers such as, "Your order is free." Kevin Mitnick was caught in 1995 and sentenced to 4 years imprisonment with additional 2 years under supervision. Presently, he owns and runs a security company which specializes in testing and reinforcing companies' networks. That rounds up our list of top 10 most dangerous hackers of all time. Share your comments below. Please subscribe to our channel and smash the like button. We'll see you on the next video.